Good evening. We're here, and we are past at least one speed bump tonight in terms of the technical realm. So here's praying that's the only one. But thank you for joining us. We are going to be continuing, as always, on Tuesday evenings, our Adventures in Middle-earth campaign, known as Darkening of Mirkwood.
Dark.
So, let us begin with a wee bit of recap. Last week, our fellowship, on the fresh heels of an assassinated queen in Lake Town, decided to head toward Rhosgobel, but not before 20 minutes of shopping. Priorities. I just want to get that clear, that somebody had died. It was very urgent, and they had stopped and be like, you know what? There's no lines right now.
No lines.
We needed retail therapy.
I still needed more, but I was hinted that I couldn't take long, so.
So, they departed Lake Town, and with Volley leading the way, headed south towards Sunstead, and then cut through the narrows of the forest to head towards Rhosgobel. While in Sunstead, they met a familiar face, at least familiar to everyone else, maybe not some of the characters, but Saras, Anelia's brother, who was sort of heading up the front table of Anelia's blacksmithy in Sunstead. Some commissions were purchased. Commissions were purchased, some were obtained immediately, some will have to be picked up at a later date as they are being constructed. Not shortly after that, they continued on through the narrows of the forest and came into an encounter with a Wood Wight. One that is not typically seen, but one that they're familiar with for the most part. The only caveat is that something strange was happening during the fight, where several of them had just fallen unconscious without having a single blow struck to them. Peculiar. The White was eventually offed, for lack of a better term, and the Fellowship gathered themselves and headed further northwest into the forest, as the forest seemed to get tighter and darker, and the air itself became stuffier and almost to the point where they were losing their bearings of where they were going. But Volley was able to keep the route and arrive on the hillside just outside of Rhosgobel, mere 3 days after departing Lake Town. Almost record time. Pretty good.
I did it.
They've arrived in Rhosgobel with partially the intention of seeking counsel with the White Wizard, Saruman. So, that is where we are going to pick up tonight, as the Fellowship has just exited the forest and can see the hedgerows that make up the walls of Rhosgobel in the distance. Volley, as you are still the guide, I need you to give me an arrival check. Go ahead and roll a d8 for me and add 1.
You got it.
You can kill us.
Natural 1. Natural 1.
Hey!
Natural 8. That's a 9.
Hopefully that means good.
It's like fucking Warhammer, where I think I roll better, but in reality I did not.
I rolled 20, guys.
The embarkation, the journey events, and the arrival table sometimes jumble up, so the same number isn't always going to be the same thing. But a 9 total. Inspired and filled with hope. The journey has served to reaffirm the company's dedication to their struggles and their bonds with each other. Together, they have weathered hardships, faced dangers, and persevered, and their faith in themselves and each other seems unshakable. As a result, each member of the company may remove 2 points of shadow and gain inspiration.
Oh!
Can I get a hell yeah?
You may all thank
That's a good curse.
Kevin's like, why didn't I ask for that?
Oh, that's why I asked it. I was like, can I get a hell yeah?
And both Matt and I just went, yeah!
Now I'm not at 9 shadow points,
Woo!
but 7.
Oh, I'm at 2 now. I'm no longer miserable.
Wasn't it? Well, didn't we? It's your wisdom score,
It's
right?
your score, not
Yeah,
your
your
modifier.
score,
Oh,
not
so
your
that's,
modifier.
that's right, not the modifier. Oh, well,
Right.
must.
Yeah, I was saying, it's like,
Well,
otherwise, all of us would have been
We're
fucked
still miserable
so
until we
many
get a long
times.
rest.
Because I have 5. I have 5 shadow points. So.
The miserable in this instance had nothing to do with shadow. It was an effect. So you're still miserable until you take the long rest, like Matt.
Oh yeah, that's right.
With the only exception being Thea, because she didn't get hit with whatever that was.
You know, that's fine. For once, Thea lucked out during an encounter, because otherwise it's always her.
So, off in the distance, a couple dozen feet is the worn dirt path leading up to the hedgerow gate of Rhosgobel. You can see 2 guards standing up front and a handful of people moving within the town itself, and a couple of white smokestacks coming from various huts and buildings. You see a large clump of trees in the back where you've known Radagast to live in. I don't think I have a map of Rhosgobel on here. You know, that's probably something I should have done. Oh god, you want to see the original Rhosgobel, like before we started streaming?
Sure.
Oh no.
That's still here.
Why not?
Do it.
Yoink.
Yeah, buddy.
I like the
Oh,
classic.
yeah.
Fucking classic.
I like the
Cheesecake.
realistic looking trees and horses,
Everything
and everything else is
So
just.
delayed for me. Everything is delayed.
Fucking mint.
Yeah, so that was before Dungeon Fog, but yeah. So there you go. What would you like to do?
I say we just go find a bed. That's what I want to do. What time is it?
It's probably late afternoon at this point. You guys moved pretty early in the day before, so it's around 5 or 6.
It needs to be around 9 or 10 so I can go to bed.
I mean, you guys are welcome to rest. I know the 3 of you had a really harder time with what the White did, and perhaps during that time, Nayla and I could start going through some things, making sure we can meet with Saruman, maybe make an appointment.
I'm not even gonna risk you meeting Saruman without me.
What kind of risk is there to meet a great wizard such as him?
Because what if you meet him and I'm sleeping and then tomorrow he's gone on like a walk or something? Wizards disappear. No, we go to Saruman now, I'm going with you.
Okay, well then, what do you 2 think, Volley, Selphos?
I'm okay with meeting the wizard.
Yeah, let's meet the wizard.
Don't
Alright.
fucking matter to me.
Well, then, I guess we all better be on our best behavior, as I eye Vidar.
Let's just go.
Okay. So you guys make your way through the gates of Rhosgobel. Initially stopped, but the 2 guards both recognize Nayla and Thea specifically, and allow the rest of you to pass. Some of the others of you that may have been here before, it has been too long for the minds of men to really cling to the memory.
Even the Iron Dwarf?
You haven't been running your club here.
I know, yeah.
You've been kind of gone. It's been several years. But you guys are allowed passage through. You look about. You do notice that most of inside of here, with the exception of a great hall, there's no inn. There's no. This isn't a town proper. There's a handful of people that live here, and mostly their own huts and campsites.
That is some loud clamoring.
Yeah,
Somebody has a mechanical keyboard.
I didn't realize it was that loud. It's never been that loud before.
Yeah, no, that was a first time weird occurrence.
You see, off in sort of the east side of the hedgerows, a little, probably about 40 to 80 feet from the main gate, there is a cottage sort of built into the hedges, and there's a thin white smokestack coming from there, and you see about 3 taller individuals cutting wood, doing chores around the area. For the most part, most of you don't really recognize these people, but Thea, you don't recognize them personally, but you recognize them as Dunlings, as they're neighbors to Rohan.
Oh,
The same people that Drustin is.
gotcha.
And knowing, being familiar with the area from being from Rohan, you know that the White Wizard in Isengard tends to have Dunlendings as attachés, guards, emissaries. And so these are foreigners in this area right now, so this is probably where the wizard is.
Okay. Acknowledge that, Isengard.
So you all see this. Thea's the only one who pretty much knows
Okay.
vaguely who they are. So if that sways anything.
I'm just gonna start yelling.
No,
Just
no,
yells.
no,
He just
no,
walks
no,
into a town and starts
no,
yelling.
No. He's gonna be here. His men are here. These people look familiar and everything. It's
Those
gonna-
men over there.
Yes, the Dunlings. They're neighbors of
Vidar's going
Rohan.
to turn to them,
Vidar.
and he's
What are you doing?
gonna start walking over there unless someone stops him.
I will walk with you. Let's go.
I'm just gonna kind of follow.
Vidar is not in a mood.
Okay.
I just like how threatening it is. Vidar turns to them.
Like pulling teeth.
Sorry, I was writing notes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way over. There are 3 taller individuals. They're a bit scattered. The one you come up to first placed a log of wood on a tree stump, swings a axe, cleaves it in 2, splitters to the side, as the rest of you walk up. Hi. Well, don't all
yes,
speak at once.
yes, we
You don't
are.
want me to speak.
We are looking for the Great Wizard Saruman to seek his counsel. Is he around?
He is. What business do you have with Saruman?
Well, we just came from Lake Town, having taken part in the Council of North, and we met one of your friends, Justin there, who spoke of Saruman's arrival here in Rhosgobel, and we wanted to speak to him about some of the things that Justin had mentioned, as well as our own concerns with the Shadow, if possible.
Well, Justin has not returned from Lake Town yet. I can confer with the White Wizard, and as he says that, you sort of hear an echo of a voice coming from the inside. the cottage that almost seems from omnidirectional, not like it's coming from inside. It is all right, Alfric. I've been expecting them. And the door slowly opens itself. Please, come in.
It's nice to be expected. And Vidau's gonna saunter in.
Thank you. Alfric was the name?
Yes.
I appreciate the help. And I will quickly follow Vidar like a mother trying to look after a child running away.
I'm just gonna follow in without really like saying a word to the outside.
Best behavior.
You all cross the threshold into the cottage, and the door slowly closes behind you. You take a few more feet, step inside into sort of like a living space with a crackling fire in the hearth. You see piles of leather-bound books all over the place. A thin smoke fills the room, and you look over on a desk. You see scrolls unfolded across the table. You see several candles that have been melted down, but two that are still lit, and a couple of flasks and a pestle and mortar. And you see, sort of crouched over or hunched over the desk with a quill in hand, pouring over the parchment, donned in sort of like a white cream robe that's trimmed in gold. Long white with streaks of black hair, and a long white beard as well.
Ooh.
Ah. I know why they call him Saruman the White now.
Can Volley just do a face palm? Just
Yeah. Without looking up from the table, Saruman raises a hand, and you see on the one hand is a ring. It gestures you all forward. Please, come in.
Vidar will go in, and the first thing he'll do is he'll look for a seat to sit on.
There are none.
Is there a barrel or a crate or anything that could pass as a seat?
Every surface area is covered in books.
Sit on a tower of books.
Vidar's gonna take a small stack of books, just shift them a little bit, and then sit on them.
You sit on the books, and Saruman snaps his fingers, and you go rigid as a board. Please remove the dwarf from the books.
I'm gonna grab him and just move him off to the side.
I will help.
He snaps his fingers again, and you loosen up. Regain control of your limbs, Vidar.
That's quite the ability. Shouldn't expect less from a wizard. Just crack like a little smile.
Indeed. Now come, tell me. What brings you to my doorstep?
Well, we had heard from Justin, who visited all of us who were participating at the Council of North in Laketown, that you were arriving here, and that you, what was it, him and Radagast are kind of together looking into Southern Mirkwood, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Justin said Saruman would be residing in Rhosgobel.
Oh.
With his brother Radagast. This is what essentially he said.
So I'm overly assuming.
Whether or not him and Radagast are doing the same things, he didn't say.
Okay.
But.
And so with that, and as we were concluding with the Council of the North, we wanted to visit and seek counsel on a few concerns regarding the Shadow and certain residents of Southern Mirkwood, if I believe correctly, right, Vidar? And also what had happened recently in Lake Town had also brought us here anyway, so we're hoping, I guess, to seek counsel on a number of just matters and recent happenings. If the word of the assassination of Queen Una has reached your ears.
Don't forget about the gold. Unless you mentioned that and I missed it.
Yes, and the gold, that's correct, based on some things we know about of the person who has seemingly done the assassination himself.
Sorry. While the word has not, as he reaches over and dips the quill in ink and returns to the scroll, has not exactly reached my ears, I am aware of the events that have transpired.
I see.
However, what I am not aware of is any sort of information that you have picked up. But that is what I understand is what you brought you to me. So, what do you have?
Well, in terms of the assassination itself, when we went to chase down the perpetrator, we discovered the body of a woodman. The name of that woodman specifically being, I have it written down, let me find it! Hold on. Fudge!
Let
I just
me
had it.
check my notes.
I am not familiar with a fudge.
Wow, thank you!
Hunold.
Yes, I had it. Oh, now I find it. Yes, Hunold, who is a woodman who seemed to have left quite a while ago in search of treasure. I believe is what Lady Nayla spoke of in being familiar with him. And we also came across on his person. Volley, do you still have it? The arrow.
Yes. No. I gave it back to the gods.
Oh, well, then
Well,
I have...
But I can describe its make, if that'll help.
You're welcome to describe it. I do happen to have one of its make also from past adventures, and I'll take it out as Volley describes it.
Where the fuck did you... okay.
When you get closer to Angmar, you find a number of things. You can ask Fidar and then our good friend Mathan, who you may have met, I don't know.
I had a brief run-in with Mathan. But,
Anyways.
anywho, just you're all a curious bunch. Lord Saruman, if I may describe the arrow, if that'll help, if not...
Let me hear what you have to say about it.
From what the god presented to me, it was a black arrow with black fletchings. A jagged-style tip that resembled almost like a hunting arrow, so it seemed like the hunter wanted his target to suffer. It was a very sturdy make. Didn't seem like it would break much on the first hit. But he fired, I believe, 3 of these arrows, if I'm correct. I'm gonna look back to my company.
Yeah. 1 at King Bauer, 2 at the Queen.
Yes.
Yes. It seemed like it did originate in Agmar.
He stops writing.
Uh-oh.
And judging from my time and experience in that area.
Also, the man who... Goodbye. The man who wielded it,
Come on, Discord.
the man who shot the arrow, was rumored to have traveled into southern Mirkwood looking for gold, and the next place he's seen is attempting to assassinate King Bauer and successfully assassinating his wife.
So if I understand it, a woodman hunter disappeared in southern Mirkwood some time ago. Reemerged for the first time in Lake Town. and made an attempt on the king's life, wielding, as you describe it, a foul weapon of the enemy. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
It is troubling. Was he known to have short of temper, or aggression, or loud keyboards?
When I talk
Can't take
when I talk to the gods, they mentioned, of course, being the king, he had a assortment of enemies, but from the very few interactions I had, he seemed like a relatively calm, confident man.
King Bard has no shortage of enemies, whether it be the goblins, the orcs, or the forest, or those still occultishly bound to Smog. But it seems, from what you're telling me, that is not the case here. Mere woodman who has never been to Lake Town or Dale before goes missing and winds up far from home as an assassin. I came here to study Southern Mirkwood and the creeping shadow that has been manifesting itself from the roots of the forest. This is something that Radagast should be doing. And he is not here.
Seems like he just
He's
up and
not.
vanished.
No one seems to know where he is.
Do you know where he is?
The woodmen here tell me that he is in the Black Tarn.
Oh. Overlooking that lake still.
Indeed.
I see. If I may
this-
ask. Oh, go ahead.
Yes. No,
Go ahead.
you. I
Is-
insist.
Out of a curiosity, is it possible if he went to Southern Mirkwood to seek something such as treasure, is it possible this man had gone mad, for lack of a better terms?
There are many things in Middle-earth that can twist the mind, corrupt, mislead. Many of those things are buried. If he went in search of treasure, there's a good chance he found something that turned it. Something that whispered away at him over time, eating away at his brain. Twisting reality, who's friend, who's foe. These are all realities that could happen, and very well might have. But the arrow you described, while it bears its origins in Angmar, is a far trek for somebody to go missing in Southern Mirkwood to wind up in Angmar, only to come all the way back from Lake Town. I believe if you're to have more of an insight to what had happened, you must retrace steps.
You don't mean go
That's exactly what I said.
to Angmar?
No!
Again?
Southern Mirkwood, find the treasure.
I'm better. Okay, that's a little better. I would like to never retrace any steps back to Angmar.
Angmar wasn't that bad.
Vidar.
We lived! That is my only standard for how bad something is.
Very, very barely between you, Mathan, and I. But that's
You may have lived.
another conversation.
You may have lived by wandering through Dead Man's Dyke and returning to Imladris. And just because you breathe air into your lungs does not make you alive. The very air there poisons you, slowly killing you.
Oh, well, that's great to know.
Oh, that's fucking ominous.
I suggest that you head to the Black Tarn. He most likely passed through there. And the chieftain there might have some insight of what burrow he may have dug up. And while you're there, tell Radagast to return to Rhosgobel.
Very well.
Mr. Saruman, Lord, I don't know how to properly refer to you. Were you the one who sent a messenger? You were the one who sent a messenger long ago for the black powder, right?
Oh, yes. And he actually puts down the quill and shifts over onto the desk and picks up the pestle and mortar and tilts it forward. This.
Oh, I'm assuming it's exactly what I expected to
Yeah.
be. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, indeed. Did you figure out how to make more?
I have broken it down and learned how the enemy has come to make such things, which would give us an edge in the future if the shadow ever returns to its full strength. Curious that the forces of shadow always find new creations, machinations of destruction.
Is the shadow getting more stronger than we anticipate? Is it becoming a force to be reckoned with? More so?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh. Okay. Oh. A 2.
Wow. Yeah, that's a 2.
That's terrible. Okay.
At this time, to what we've observed, the enemy lies behind the mountains of Mordor and the Black Gates, building their strength. There is yet time.
So creatures that we come across while traveling through southern Mirkwood that are of what's the term? Of make of shadow, or even ghostly to an extent, like any wights or whatnot. They are not as of yet naturally stronger, or I suppose I don't quite know how it works.
The existence of wights, wraiths, these all are a result of corrupted and blighted lands. They have existed long while the enemy lay dormant, or as long as they've been gone. Their numbers may increase as the enemy grows, but their existence is not an outright call to arms.
I see.
Example would be the Dead Man's Dyke, the former kingdom of Arnor. Its very lands are ripe with wraith and wight alike. That is much why the Dunedain dare not go there anymore.
I think perhaps one final question, if you still have time.
I do.
There are men within southern Mirkwood, woodmen, or past woodmen, I suppose to be specific, that at least one of us has come across before, and meetings have not been pleasant so far. But there is.
Bastard!
Yes, I am talking about Mokdred. We were curious if you happened to know of them, and if so, if you may have any insight on what kind of potential threat they may still be to this day, in regards to anything, the Woodmen, to whatever may be occurring in southern Mirkwood, or otherwise.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh my god, why?
You can do it. I believe in you.
Can I assist really quick before she rolls?
How?
I'm gonna say, also, I don't know if you were told about this, but, actually, I don't think Gandalf knows either. Anyway, he has a Palantir in his control, this Mordred does.
Let's just open that can of worms.
He already knew.
Oh.
Radagast dispatched the message to him, remember?
Oh, I couldn't remember.
That's right. Oh no, because I think that was Nayla. It was Nayla.
Mm-hmm.
With that one-on-one that she had with Radagast at the very end.
Vider doesn't know that, so
right,
I'm just speaking out loud that he knows.
I'm speaking player-wise. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Persuasion at advantage.
All right.
21.
That's a little better. I kind of like my 30s, but okay.
It's not close to a net 30. Yeah.
I am familiar with the men of Tyrant's Hill. In fact, that is one of the reasons I am here. I received a message some time ago from Radagast, informing me that it has come to his attention that one of the men of that place has recently come into the possession of an artifact, the one that you speak of, dwarf.
Yeah, and we totally shouldn't have it. You agree, right?
I agree that no one should have it.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. Perfectly fine if, we get it back and give it to you.
However, I've only just arrived and I am not ready to merely demand things of the people of this region. I must continue my observations and my research. And if I see it fit, I will interfere.
Fido just does a little fist pump.
I see.
Artifacts such as these are very dangerous in these times. It would be good to get it out of the hands of such people. Now, is there anything else you wish to seek wisdom on?
No,
I think we're good.
Yes,
Very well.
As he said, we greatly appreciate your time and your insight and wisdom on everything we've come to you with.
Very well. Be off to the Black Tarn, give word to Radagast to return, and continue your investigation. I will remain here. And he dips the quill in ink, then returns, scribbling, scratching at the parchment in front of him.
I will gesture to the guys to just be like, okay, go.
Yep.
Go.
Fido's out. He doesn't.
And then the door opens on its own as you turn to leave. You make
Keep
your way
going.
out into the day. It closes behind you.
He's scary. He's a bit scarier than the other wizards.
I would have liked to get, I think, a little more insight on other things, but we've got the most important items taken care of.
Yeah, let's just take a rest and head for Black Tarn tomorrow.
I agree. Nayla's not with us, right? Did she just walk off to do God knows, or?
She went to the Great Hall to check on something.
Okay.
She was not with you.
Gotcha. Well, you guys are more than welcome to seek rooms to rest. I will go ahead and update Nayla with what the plan is, see if she will be venturing with us or not, or if she has other matters to take care of in terms of making sure the woodmen are not completely blamed as an entire society for assassinating Queen Una, but I can at least update her and you guys can have ale and go to sleep already if you'd like.
Is there even a place to sleep here?
Doesn't Nayla still have her one holding here that she was gifted? That was in Rhosgobel.
Would she have held on to it being chieftain?
Probably not. She either would have made it like an Airbnb for us, or or just went whatever and stayed at Mountain Hall.
Then it's not here.
Okay, never mind.
There are grounds to make camp, but there's no inn.
Ooh, Vito's gonna make camp within the walls.
Okay.
In the walls.
Yeah, I'm talking about like
What?
within the walls of the town.
Yeah, okay.
For
I
the
don't know why I
safety
took
of the
you so
town.
literary.
Vito's gonna crawl in the walls like a rodent.
I
gnawing
mean, I
away.
wouldn't put it past him.
He is a dwarf.
Bye, Saruman.
It'll give him that feeling of being underground. So you're just setting up camp?
Yeah, Vito's just gonna rest.
Okay. Anybody doing anything else before resting?
No, go right to resting.
I'm going to. Doesn't have to be super role player narrative, but Thea will try to find Nayla, starting with the Great Hall, and just update her with what Saruman spoke of and what they were directed to do, and just see if either Nayla has any further insight or if she's going to join, basically.
Okay. She is just gathering a little bit more supplies for the final trek to Mountain Hall for now. She has no reason to stick around, and with situations being precarious, she has deemed herself away from home too long. She will not be joining you
Okay.
in Southern Mirkwood.
Okie dokies. After that, I mean, I'm not miserable or anything. Until it hits early evening, I think Thea will then just spend some time to herself and her own mind and do a what's the word? She'll just probably get on Winfala and do like a few hours of just trotting and galloping about as free time until like dinner.
Get her exercising. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of the day goes fairly uneventfully. The next morning comes, you are all rested, you can remove your misery.
Hey.
Hey.
Unless that is misery within your heart, then I am sorry I can't do anything for you.
Yeah, we got it cleared up.
That's what the whiskey's for.
We gotta go look at Arwen's face again so we can get that group inspiration again.
You just got group inspiration.
I was gonna
from
say.
Volley getting you here.
True.
You're fucking welcome. Jeez, I'm already like forgotten about. Jesus. You know what? I'm going back to being miserable.
Volley has to hate this party's guts. He's just gotta be like, who are these people and who do they think they are?
Unappreciative fucks. Get me shot. I inspire them. They're just like, oh, we need to go see some random woman.
All right.
Make
What's
that a
the plan?
soundbite.
All right.
And the next day,
Morning
I
has
assume,
come.
Yeah.
Morning has come. The sky is choked with gray clouds. There's no sun to be seen. It's a cool breeze coming through as we are approaching fall.
I enjoy the brisk air.
Oh, that was a good night's sleep. I'm feeling better. A Black Tarn then?
Is everyone feeling better?
Oh, lovely.
Yes, a little bit better.
I think Folly could use a little more sleep.
Not him actually saying that. I just want to say it. I think Volley needs a little more sleep. I think you need to shut the fuck up. Not actually saying it.
Mr. Grumpy Gill.
Just Volley just sitting there and friends just slowly scooting over, be like, "Hey."
Well, I think since Volley is most likely familiar with the area, him being from Sunstead and everything, if you are willing, of course, Volley, perhaps you can guide us once again, and maybe the rest of us can take the same normal posts or switch it around a little differently as we venture forth.
Whatever works for you. I don't mind showing the way as long as I don't get lit up again.
You did such a good job, though, of not dying when you got lit up.
Yes, being a pincushion is an easy job. Can we get going, please?
Anyways, does anyone need more rations or anything to try to shop for or look for before we leave?
I'm about to take a fucking bounty hunting gig again because I don't have money.
I still have 6 rations.
I have 2.
Yeah, it's still good on food.
Oh, good for fucking y'all.
Do you need some food, Volley? Here comes the carriage.
Volley, Volley, I still have plenty of rations of my own, but I'm happy to split, if that helps.
I would appreciate it. Thank you.
After all, it's the least I can do since you are guiding us through some interesting parts of the land.
We're going to the ghetto of Middle Earth, kids.
Faye and Volley, the two of you probably would know. The Black Tarn's like less than 10 miles from here.
Well, fine.
So, yeah, at worst case, it's like a half day's walk.
Hey, you never know what can happen.
Okay, last time we
I'm
planned
just
something like that,
saying.
we went through
Right.
like 3 days of food and we were miserable.
I'm just telling the characters what they would know. Use
Fair enough.
that as you will.
Fair enough. Well, worst case scenario, if we get lost for whatever reason or run into another Wood Wight
Wood Wight.
as the last one that we
Well,
ran
pretty
into,
wood-like.
we should be okay.
Very well. So you all break camp and gather your things and make your way for the front gates of Rhosgobel to, at Volley's lead, head in a southeasterly direction into the forest, heading for the Black Tarn.
Ride, Windfall.
Somebody, give me an eye awareness check.
Okay, so I think
Ooh.
Jake and I have done it.
I think everybody's done it at least once.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Yes.
second round now.
I just did it a second time last session.
Go
Cool.
ahead, Kev.
I'll fucking do it again.
Why not?
D20 plus
fucking do
4.
it.
And you all have inspiration, so if somebody wants to
Ooh.
burn
Nope.
for advantage.
I'm not burning it.
I'll burn for advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
I want us to be caught.
Hey,
Damn it.
Hey, the DC is
Matt.
16. Look at that.
Chaotic Matt.
Can I burn for disadvantage? No.
You know, I worked fucking hard to get you that advantage and you're gonna use it to spite me, you fuck.
I want Sauron to find us. It's fun.
Look, I have a feeling he's already somewhat on our tail, to be honest.
All right. So, you all head out, heading for the Black Tarn. Volley, give me a survival check.
Alright, what?
Survival check, please.
Gotcha.
Team.
My rolls are fucking atrocious. I know that I think I burned all my good rolls in that one, my very first roll.
Yeah. You guys head out in the brisk fall air. You head towards the Black Tarn, and you get a little bit delayed here and there as the transition from summer to fall has messed with the terrain and the paths a bit. That has just caused Volley to pause every now and again to regain his bearings. But you guys move, for the most part, safely towards the Black Tarn. And as you come through, after about like a half day's march, you find a clearing in the forest where a river comes down from the north and feeds into a lake known as the Black Tarn. And you see a thin fog just a few feet off the surface of the water. You see tall weeds and almost like swamp grass sort of dotting the inside, and the docks that have a couple of fishing boats sit up there are pretty much being almost sitting in those weeds. It's almost growing up and over and overtaking them a bit. But as you look at the village itself, there's a small, thin palisade wall that goes pretty much around the village and ends at the lakes itself. So the lake is not walled, but it ends right at the shoreline. And there's a small gate that is open, and you see sort of in the center a longhouse. And surrounding the longhouse is a handful of other huts and homes that make up the village of the Black Tarn.
Chieftain.
And as you get closer,
Radagast.
go ahead.
I was just listing off the two people we're here to find. Chieftain Radagast.
As you get closer, you see amongst the weeds in sort of the shallow parts of the lake a brown pointy hat poking up above the weeds.
That's one
And
half.
You see about like 10 to 12 like birds, like sparrows and pigeons, circling above, and a whole bunch more just sitting in like on top of the hat and in the grass itself.
Oh, spot the animal-friendly wizard.
Yeah, let's go let him know his boss is looking for him.
Do I, once we have entered the village, would I have needed to park Woodfulla, basically?
Well, you haven't entered the village yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
You see a pointy hat outside the wall, standing on like pretty much in the shallows of the
okay.
lake.
I misunderstood. Well then, yeah, Thea will trot forward.
Okay. So as you guys move forward, as you get closer, a bunch of the birds that are resting like in the grass and on the hat fly away and circle above. They chirp as they fly off. You get closer, you see clothed in those brown cloths, brown, really earthy tones, with a wooden staff pretty much gripped right up against his face. He seems to be like leaning on it and staring out. Do I have... Pretty sure I had it at one point. I don't know where I put Radagast's hand out. But yeah, you see Radagast, who's just... Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Yeah.
Radagast? Lord Radagast. If I'm gonna, I guess from 10 feet away, I'll get off of Winfla and walk up to him? Does something seem off with him? Like more than the normal off.
Give me an insight check.
Oh, there's my high roll.
Yeah, there's definitely something off about him. As you get closer and sort of look at him, his mouth's sort of like agape because he's going. He's just like muttering under his breath. You can see a little drool coming up and getting into his beard. His pupils are narrowed. What is that's not dilated? Is that dilated?
That's what the pupils are huge.
Yeah, whatever the opposite is. And he's just staring out. There's something definitely. He's very gloomy.
Wave my hand in front of his face. Vidar, you might be good at this. I think he needs to wake up a little.
You're just giving free reign. Okay, Vidar's gonna come up.
Gently!
He's gonna come up by Radagast and he's gonna pick Radagast up
Gently!
and just turn him 180 degrees so he's looking the exact opposite direction.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Plop him down.
He's
Shifts his feet, turns around, and looks back at the lake.
Is he...
Okay, so now Vidar's gonna get a little more aggressive.
Carry out of it.
Vidar, he's right at the edge of the lake, right?
Yeah, like in the shallow, probably about like.
Oh my god. Are
Vidar's
you...
gonna trip him face first into the water.
Okay. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm not terrible with those, but also I'm picking on a wizard.
You have disadvantage.
Oh, then fuck me. 6.
6.
It would've been
You
15
go to
otherwise.
you go to bring your hand up to his back to push him forward as you're about to trip. So you sort of hit him in the shin and in the back at the same time, and as you do, you hit a wall, like solid wall, doesn't want to budge, and you feel it pushing back. And in a split second, your arm flails backwards, and you find yourself leaving your feet, getting flung 10 feet into the lake beneath the water.
Vidar's gonna stand up, or tread water, I guess. And he's gonna make his way back, soaking wet, to Radagast.
Radagast?
And
No.
Vidar's gonna pull his hand back. Does Radagast look any different?
No.
Thea does. She's just like...
Vidar's close to a fury. He's just gonna full on slap Radagast across the face.
Oh.
Wisdom saving throw.
So can I catch him before he slaps him?
Initiative for the two of you. If he's gonna try and catch. Who has the higher initiative? 5.
I'm not quick.
Folly's got 19.
Ollie 19. Yeah, you reach out and just grab his wrist as he comes forward.
Snap out of it, you coot!
Okay, let's...
You old coot.
Oh, I thought you were referring to Volley, and I just heard coot. I'm like, that's all right.
Okay, all right, let's try. Just try again. I'm gonna just put a hand on Radagast, and I'm just gonna shake gently and just, I don't know, try again. Radagast, please. We're trying. Hello? Does he look possessed?
Just tell him. Saruman needs you in Rhosgobel.
His eyes dilate and his muscles start moving. Saruman! Oh my word! Okay, I'm back to Rhosgobel I go.
Wait, that was it. Hello?
Gosh, now I'm
Radagast,
soaking wet.
wait!
Why is no one telling me Saruman?
Why didn't you lead with that? Why didn't you?
Why have you been? Are you okay?
Yes, I will see you back later at Rhosgobel.
What was that?
Just keeps going. You see all the birds and the squirrel. All the birds and squirrels begin following him.
Why didn't we lead with that?
because it would have been less funny.
Oh, okay. I don't have as much experience with Radagast as like you or Nayla does, but I'm gonna keep that in mind. Wizards. Wizards. The only one I really know at this point is Gandalf, maybe. And I met him once. Well, that's taken care of, I guess. Vidar, do you need to dry yourself off before we meet the chieftain?
Actually, you know what? No. No. I know exactly what's gonna happen. The ground around here, is it muddy?
Right where you're standing, a little bit, yeah.
Vidar is gonna take his hammer and he's gonna smash it into the mud to try and splash it up on Thea.
What?
Okay.
Now the logic
Thea,
behind this is because Vidar got soaked trying to help Thea out, and his shadow weakness is vengeance. And
Thea, give me a dexterity saving throw.
he's not doing too
wonderful.
well.
13, I think that's good enough. As the mud
Sure.
splatters up from the attack, you step back enough. It gets on your boots, but that's about it.
Hey, this is some royal garb here that I need for my diplomatic sessions with everybody. They cannot look dirty.
Everything's dirty here. Let's just go meet the chief.
Oh. I hop on Winfula in a huff and I just go without them.
Stay away. Wait, am I talking?
You're with me on
You are.
steel.
Yeah, okay.
You're good.
So you guys make your way through the small palisade gate. There's a few people moving about. Couple of hunters who are currently tanning and skinning a couple of animals. You go up throughout the center of town towards the longhouse with its doors wide open. You can see a low-lit fire inside. Thea, you dismount and hitch Winfula to a nearby post.
And
The
then
rest
I'll
of you-
wait for everybody.
Yeah, everyone comes up probably about a minute or two after you. And you go ahead and make your way inside. You come in as the light, your eyes sort of adjust to the light change, and the fire's a little bit enough to sort of illuminate everything. It's still a cloudy day, so there's not too much natural light coming into here. You see on the opposite end a modest, like carved wooden chair throne that you see a woman adorned in cloths and thick furs that is currently holding a horn mug in one hand, and resting against the chair is a long-handled bearded axe.
Nice axe.
Thea, you have had some dealings with Ameliota in the past, just relation-wise between Mountain Hall and Black Tarn, so you're familiar with her.
How
more
does
so than anyone else.
how does she like to do discussions then? Like, do I know that pretty well? Like, personality wise, and how she just likes to go about with things?
She's typically a friendly person. She's not typically a chieftain who feels the need to show strength at all times, especially negotiating, especially among friends.
Mhm.
She's familiar enough with you that her comfort level is there for the most part.
So not incredibly formal.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I will walk up and kind of lead, and I'll give a big smile, and I'll go, "Lady Amaliota, it is great to see you again." And just like in a friendly manner, not so like the lady part is more of like a hey, you know, not a formal greeting too much.
Lady Thea of Westmarch, Westfold.
Westmarch. I know, it gets confusing.
There's a lot
still.
of Wests in Rohan.
Yes.
Well, you've come at a very auspicious time. What brings you to the Black Tarn?
We have actually come here on request of Saruman, who was visiting in Rhosgobel at the time. We, to make a long story short, discovered a woodman by the name of Hunrold in Lake Town, and we have some minor implications that, based on how he left to go find a barrow full of treasure in southern Mirkwood, that may have affected him in a way where he showed up in Lake Town, and we are wondering if you may assist us in locating such a barrow or treasure to just follow his footsteps to see what happened with him, because he has unfortunately now passed.
That's one way to put it.
Arnold. Oh, that was some time ago. Yes, he did pass through here. I believe heading southeast, more into the wood. There are some burrows out there. One that we dare not tread through in recent years. It is quite possible that one of the ones he came across... Pardon me. And she takes a swig from her mughorn and clears her throat. There's a chance that might be the one you're looking for, though I would urge caution delving into any burrow.
Is that one in particular what... Does something evil dwell within it?
Well, I'm not sure which burrow Hunold delved into, as he never returned to share the story.
Yes.
However, it is unwise to delve into any burrow, thus angering the spirits if you do not show respect and tribute to the ancestors that came before.
Well,
Did you say
I
there was
fear-
one specific barrow that you've been avoiding?
No, just that we tend to pay respects and not delve into any.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
She takes another swig.
are you all right?
Yes. The fall has started and it's taken a bit of a turn for us. The air, not quite as pure as it once was. And the weeds have grown so thick, so tight, that most of our boats have been engulfed. We cannot send out too many fishing excursions these days.
Is that why Radagast is here, viewing the lake?
I can only venture a guess as to why Radagast was here. He showed up several months ago, and he's stood out there ever since.
Hmm.
He's a bit of a gloomy nature.
Well, we managed to speak with him very briefly, and he's heading back to Rhosgobel, but he seemed to be in some sort of trance at the lake. Or very extra out of it. I do not know how he does things as a wizard.
We've come to not rely too much on the wizards these days and look more to the river maidens.
I see. That's right.
I almost said Lady of the Lake. I'm like, different. That's a different thing. That's a different thing.
So you think they may be unhappy then?
It is hard to say. It is not too often we see them. They like to keep to themselves, though they are good to protect us in times.
Well, I'm afraid on behalf of Saruman and us coming here, we may have to attempt to look into some of these barrows, whether it is recommended or not. Do you have at least one or a few that might be of interest that Hunril might have looked into for the treasure? And on top of that, do you have any extra advice other than pay respects?
I'm going to use an old map because it's easier to point out where's what. There's to the southeast of here, which are probably the closest that we came across roughly before Hunold did his excursion. There's about 3 in the Narrows southeast of here. If you head out from the front gate and stay true in a southeastern direction, you should come across the first. From there, if that's not the one you're looking for, they are scattered in a pattern. So they're about 250 feet from one another in either direction.
I see.
Barrows tend to be close to one another as families and kin were very close at hand. It's most likely a barrow of one of the kings of old of the north, which we are descendant from. However, we do not have decent records of ancestral burial grounds. I believe this is partially the problem that Lord Saywin has run into.
Lord Saywin?
Yes, he claims he is a member of the long line of Northmen of old. Though that line was wiped out, and there are no burial grounds that we know of. No ancient structures. Record keeping is not always the most important thing in certain leaders.
Yes. Well, are there any specific rituals or traditions to maybe keep in mind of as we venture through? Anything that will help us stay on their good side, should we come across anything?
You could bring an offering, and you can certainly not touch anything.
Oh, great.
Hear that, fighter?
Not
So
touch
we're
anything.
We're gonna refer back to Emperor Cusco. No touchy.
I know. I was
I
thinking
can
of
control
no
myself.
touchy.
Well, I believe that's a start. What time of day is it? Or what? Yeah.
Like roughly midday. You guys left in the early morning. It was a half day's march, so it's probably about early afternoon.
And how far southeast did she say?
It could be another half day.
Half day. Okay. Well, I believe it is best for us to stay for the remainder of the day here and then venture off in the morning so we don't get caught in the middle of the night. So, we are here.
You're more than welcome to stay in the guest rooms in the longhouse for now.
Thank you. And if you need any assistance from us while we are here, please do not hesitate to ask.
It is appreciated. Thank you.
Any work for money, I'll definitely do it.
Well, in fact, if you're out in that region in the southeast near the Barrows, it's usually one of our best hunting grounds. If you come across any deer, we'd be more than happy to.
Side quest, hunt for deer.
Collect 5 venison.
one deer only gets you one venison. You cannot harvest anymore.
You gotta wait for that
Alright.
respawn timer.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a 1 in 5 drop rate too, so you might not even get
Oh, abandoned quest.
Abandoned.
Quest.
Wait, what do I get for this? 1 gold. Fuck this.
What is my reward for that matter?
She didn't say.
Can I ask her?
Probably a negotiation. Well, we're more than happy to barter and trade if there's something about that we deem that you would like. Worst case, we can dip into the treasury for a handful of silver.
Yeah, very good.
Very well. Well, you're more than welcome to make yourselves at home. And with that, as the Fellowship has arrived in the Black Tarn and has received more information and has plotted a course to literally go grave robbing. They may not have said
Yay.
that, but there's at least one person in this party going, I'm taking something. We are going to
What-
take a short break, so we will be right back.
I was gonna say, I imagined that scene in Aladdin with Abu taking like that one big gem or whatever, and I immediately replaced Abu in my head with Vidar.
Hail, adventurer. Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack. Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next TTRPG session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Platemail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited, as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers. Hail, adventurer. Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastic...
And we're back. Updates. This Friday we will not be streaming.
I was gonna stream earlier.
Oh. Well, we will be streaming. What is our updated time?
DM's a fucking liar.
we have a family thingy thing to do, and since I started streaming on my and since I started streaming this week on my personal channel was going to start having a time slot of a let's play from like 1 to 3, but since we can't do the regular time slot for AdventureCheck at 5:30 to like 7:30, I figured just do the AdventureCheck stream slot earlier to when I was originally gonna do a let's play on creatively anyway, because I gotta beat KOTOR to keep us on schedule for the next stuff that's planned. So
Yes. Okay.
plus that way,
There you
if
go.
I do it early in the afternoon, I have all the time to cuss out Malik and everything and just try to beat this guy down.
Let me tell you, doing that fight without any offensive horsepower sucked balls.
I am not looking forward to it based on what I experienced already. This might be the most like unentertaining stream from me because I'll just be mad, but whatever.
Some
Hey,
people like
Raid-
watching rages.
Rage games are a thing.
Fine, then
Let it
then
out.
maybe I mean, so I've noticed that when I get extra angry, I just like cry instead. So maybe we'll get to that point where it's just like, why?
Yeah, because that's what I want to deal with.
Show up at the family event. Why is your face and eyes so red? Ah!
Right, so Friday stream is going to get bumped up. We'll tweet and make announcements in Discord as well.
Yeah!
But so still doing it,
Mhm.
no matter what I said earlier. It'll just be earlier.
Mhm. Mhm.
Other than that, we're all in normal business as usual. And we have a Discord exclusive event coming up again with another mini finger painting coming up, which the date for that is
The 30th
of
October.
October. The 13th month.
Yes. Right? Yes, that's a Saturday. Yeah.
The 30th of October, we will be doing another Discord mini finger painting. So
And
if
it's
you
going to be
want-
Halloween themed.
Yes. So if you want to be a part of that, first of all, join the Discord, because otherwise you can't be part of a Discord event if you're not in the Discord. It's kind of how it works. Either message Lindsay in Discord creatively, or say so in the big mini channel that you want to be a part of it. That's it. There's a limited number of spots available. I think it's 5.
Something like that.
But if you're in Discord and you want to be part of it, you will get a mini, a custom 3D printed mini sent to you. No questions asked. Completely free. The only thing you really have to supply yourself is the supplies to paint, which one is your fingies. If you don't have those, sorry. Really sorry. Awkward. And paint. So could just be regular acrylic paint, the cheapest thing you can stuff you can find if you don't have it already. And we're all just gonna hop in. Yeah, and the group's just gonna hop in Discord, have their cameras on. If you don't want them, you don't have to have them. But we're gonna be painting and having a good time.
And you get a free mini.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't beat
it's
that.
a free custom mini. Like,
Yeah.
it's probably not one you're gonna go find at the game store that WizKids makes or something like that. It's gonna
Nope,
be something unique.
especially not these that are coming up. Nope, it is so cool. They're so cool in my opinion. But yeah, they're definitely special.
Yeah, 'cause
and if anybody
Go ahead.
Yes. Oh, I was going to say,
Yeah.
and if anybody needs links or whatever to supplies that are nice and cheaper to use for something like this or whatever, can always head up in the mini channel like Brian mentioned, or message me, because I started with cheapo stuff first, so I know all about it.
All right. So with that, let's get back to it. So the next morning comes, and it's another fall overcast day. There's a slight mist in the air this morning. There's a fog rolling off of the lake, and as you get up, you do sense that stiffness of the air as you take your first conscious breaths of the morning. That the air is thicker a little bit here. But you gather your things. If there's anything else anybody wishes to do in town, otherwise, you make your way for the gate.
How is Winfula acting any differently? With like the change in atmosphere or anything, based on what Amaliota described?
Give me an insight check.
Oh. I figured I would take a look as we were getting ready to depart. I clicked on insight.
She doesn't seem to be acting any different than any other day from what you can tell.
Okie dokies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you all head out from the Black Tarn, find your bearings, and begin heading in a southeasterly direction with Volley at the front. Volley, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Baba booey.
14. Okay. You spend a few hours heading into the narrows of the forest. Pretty much an area that you came through just like a day and a half ago. The fog wraps itself around the trees and parts as you guys walk through it. You notice that the deeper in you go, the quieter it gets. To the point where there is no sound of bird, beast. It is an eerily quiet area of the forest. The only sound coming from the footfalls of yourselves as you stomp on twigs and leaves and trudge through the grass. And the keyboard. You hear that too.
Pretend it's twig snapping.
That's a lot of twigs.
I'll snap them damn
Dude,
twigs.
those Rhosgobel rabbits, man.
Man, I miss the squirrels.
Those mafia squirrels.
Yeah.
The mafia squirrels that talked to Akran, he just totally lost his mind about the fact that squirrels could talk.
That was
You-
funny.
Me. Radagast sends his love. Johnny, no! There's so much to live for. Ah, God.
Get whacked by a squirrel.
Scout.
This needs to be a trip of a one-shot to do, guys. Just saying.
I am the scout,
mentioned-
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes, you are.
Perception check, please.
Ooh, I'm good at those. Oh, but not apparently tonight.
Well, as you guys press on, looking for sort of realm are you guys in?
Wait, are we in a woods?
Sure, you're in Mirkwood. The entire.
Hang on.
Oh.
There might be. It's not a known land because it's not south.
This is the
So double the proficiency bonus. So add 4 more, so that's a 16.
Okay, that'll probably make a difference.
That would be the. I'm just gonna do it for the stream. Natural watchfulness. While they're traveling, exploring, even resting, you learn to constantly pay attention to sight and sound of the world about you. When in the wilderness, proficiency bonus for perception is doubled if you're proficient in perception.
So 16. You guys continue to press on into the forest. And you hear the trudging of your feet and the snapping of twigs.
And tech cat.
Yeah, and a tech cat. It's because she locked herself in this room. Give me a second.
Hey, listen!
Get out of here! Can't you see the recording light is on? Anywho. After a certain point, you hear a similar sound, but coming from a different perspective, different point of view. You hear a rustling, almost like leaves or bush-like, but it's not coming from the ground. You hear it from above in the trees.
Spiders.
South as you look around, you don't see any webs. You don't see anything like that, but you see hunched over shadows, silhouettes rather, not shadows. In Middle Earth, shadows can mean a lot of things. That are sort of like snarling quietly and hissing as they move through the tree canopies.
Snakes.
Do I know what these are based on the shadow, perhaps?
Yeah, you've fought enough of these. It's not terribly hard. They're goblins.
Crap. We never made a call at the signal, do we?
No.
No.
Are you far from us?
You're all moving in a group for the most part. It's a matter of how far apart you guys would be marching.
Well, if I'm the scout, I assume I would be a little bit ways out looking for a path.
Well, Volley's the guide. So
But he'd be further than me guiding. Well, he'd be like, go this way, and then I'd be like, okay, let me find the path.
No, I just look like the guy who has like a radio and a pamphlet, looks back at our group. If you look up, you're gonna see a bunch of goblins ready to fuck us.
I thought you were right. There's a bunch of goblins.
Look to your left and see the goblins that are about to eat you.
Are they kind of staying up there, or are they getting ready to strike?
I don't
Hard to
wanna
tell.
find out.
There's a few of them. You see a couple of go from branch to branch, heading sort of in a northern direction, and a few to your sides, sort of like circling about. From where you are on the ground, it's really hard to tell if they are aware of you, if they care, or if they're plotting something. But you are aware of them, and that much you know.
Alright, well, I'm gonna start walking back, not like cautiously, like I'm like aware of them, but just like almost nonchalantly, but like keeping my hearing focused on like where they're at and kind of hearing the movement.
Okay.
And kind of just making back to the group. And then kind of like when I get to, I'll be like, shh, like kind of looking at the group and be like pointing up while I'm kind of having a normal conversation. Like, all right, looks like the way isn't too bad of any danger. And kind of just pointing up without like making a lot of noise about it.
Vidar just immediately looks up.
Goblins. You just see him skittering about from tree to tree.
But we should best be on our guard as we move about.
My sword is glowing, isn't it?
You pull out your sword?
I'm gonna just use my thumb to just kind of pop it off an inch to take a look.
It is glowing with a soft blue flame.
You know what, Salphos? I was gonna doubt you that you didn't know it was dangerous, but you're 100% right. There is no danger.
Let's keep let's keep
Um,
moving then.
As we're moving, can I like do? As we move, can I? If we move for at least 10 minutes, can I just be watching the whole time the goblins, studying them, making sure see if I for secrets glean. Where if I study something for 10 minutes, I get to either get a clue about the enemy's plan or destination, weakness in the enemy, giving us advantage on the first attack or bonus AC
Sure.
or. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Does anybody
As we
else- Go ahead.
sorry. Oh,
No.
I was just gonna say as we keep moving, she's gonna keep her thumb at like the scabbard of her at the hilt of her sword. Words. Just open that and she just keep watching the glow. See if it fades or gets brighter or whatever.
What's the distance?
Because I didn't
I think she
get to
was.
put it in my character sheet. It was something times my proficiency bonus. Let me check my notes here.
30 feet times your proficiency bonus.
Oh, so it was a 100, 120.
120 feet.
I didn't write it down.
Okay.
I did write
Yeah,
it down. I
luminescence.
did not write it down.
30 feet times your proficiency bonus.
Yes. Of orcs and goblins, I think it was.
In this particular case, yes.
Okay.
That's not always the case. When it comes to
Oh.
Bane weapons.
Okay. I'll have to look up the stuff to write it down. 'cause I did
Typically
not-
Bane weapons have to have one, not two.
Oh, so orcs and goblins.
In this case, yes. You're special. Is what
I
I'm
like
saying.
being special.
What
Oh.
I'm saying is that's not normal for
Oh.
crafting weapons and enchanting them like this. You usually have to pick one.
One. Like orcs.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh. Okay. I think that's right. I think I did say orcs last session anyway, but
Well, it's irrelevant. Okay.
we'll talk later.
Selphos, do you need to make a check at all, or does it just happen?
Just observing the plans. As long as they don't like detect me or like not caring, I can. As long as I'm just 10 minutes without them like engaging us.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything as you guys are continuing to march?
I'm gonna keep out my bow. No, I'm actually gonna keep out my sword and withhold an action. If any servants of the enemy make an attack at me, I'm gonna counter and attack them.
If successful, I want a clue about their plans or what they're doing.
Okay.
That'll-
10 minutes coming.
Yep.
Selphos, you are able to ascertain that they are fully aware of your presence.
All right.
They had spotted you some time ago, and they have altered some of their movements to reflect that. They haven't made an aggressive move against you. The ones that you've been studying continue to move in a northwesterly direction. As far as their plan, it is difficult to fully grasp what they might be doing. There's a lot of land in this direction. They could just be a migrant tribe moving from one area. They could be hunting. The only other thing that they could be possibly doing if they go far enough would be heading towards Black Tarn.
Okay. Can continue to keep my eye on them.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of like quietly like recommend to everybody like, yeah, they're around, but they're not attacking us yet. They're kind of just moving. They're aware of us, but maybe if we're not hostile, maybe we can get by without scrapping with goblins.
Okay.
They're right to fear us.
Don't make yourself a target, but don't make yourself a threat.
Right.
Vito
I'll
doesn't
make
have a
myself a
weapon drawn.
target.
A throw.
You guys press on for another 30 or so minutes. I need corruption saving throws from everybody.
Oh!
Ba, 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 da, ba.
Hey,
Oh, a
Hey.
16.
Volley, you want to help us with those again?
I got a
No, y'all didn't fucking
9.
appreciate the first one.
I used the inspiration to protect us from the veil.
I appreciated you, Volley.
As you guys move through the forest, and the fog, though thinly laying on the land, is enough to sort of disorient you from time to time, and you get that feeling of the paths shrinking and the realm becoming tighter. There are moments where it gets heavy or harder to breathe until you regain that. You get snaps of visions of certain things, but for the most part, you're able to deal with it. Unfortunately, Salphos, this lingers on you a little bit longer. Maybe it was because you studied the goblins for so long,
Okay.
and now you can't. You're getting confused of what's real and what's not as you sort of fade in and out of hallucination. You can take 1 shadow point.
Woo! All right.
And after those 30 minutes, another 15 minutes, so 45 minutes total math. You cease to see and hear the goblins in the trees.
Is my sword still glowing?
Yes.
Any brighter or the same glow?
It's about the same intensity.
I guess we just keep going. I mean, I feel like the group vibe is don't attack them first. But I mean, they're in the trees. What am I going to do? Climb the trees up after them?
Can I be sneaky with trying to show to the others that my sword is still glowing slightly as a warning to still remain alert?
Well, I still see them, right? They're still moving about.
No, they're gone.
Oh, they're gone.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
cool. There's ain't going to be an ambush up ahead.
So yeah, I'd like to be super discreet and still showing everybody that my sword is still glowing as like
Sure.
a warning,
Yeah,
if that's possible.
I mean, yeah, it's possible.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I was gonna need to roll anything for that.
I mean, I could be that guy, but it's doing.
It's kind of just like a.
It's
Hey.
yeah. So yeah, you pull out your sword a couple of inches, and you sort of try to draw everyone's attention, saying, "Hey, stuff is still around."
Okay.
You press on, and after some time, you come to a small clearing that has sort of like a shallow is not the word, but it's a small hill that has stones sort of like driven into the side of it that almost make like an archway into the side that goes up by about 4.5 feet. And from what you can see, it looks like the inside of those stones is like dug out like a doorway.
Oh, this is the first of the arrows, it looks like.
Huh. I suppose. I'll hop off of Winfula. I don't want to hop off of my horse. I'll look at everyone. Well, perhaps we can first find a way to adequately pay respects in a sense, and maybe an item or two for an offering, just to try to make sure we take care of the necessary before anything comes after us, before going in.
Sure, I have something.
I might, do I know of any specific, like, ways of traditions or rituals of like paying respects. Like, is paying respects here a completely different type of process and action than like other ways might be? Like paying respects in Rohan or doing certain rituals and burials and whatnot is different than here, for example? Or
Give me a traditions check.
oh, I'm proficient in that. Yay! Whoa.
You have spent enough time among the woodmen and just studied them in general that you know a pain of a respect usually comes in the form of a gift, a tribute of some sort, and a silent reflection, and a bow, like in thanks to an extent, usually resulting in just sort of thanking those who came before for the ancestors for protecting this land or doing something to that effect.
In that order, basically, or is it just kind of whatever?
Yeah, for the most part, it usually kind of happens all at once.
So tribute, silence, thanks, and bow. Okay. Okay. I think if each of us have something, or if two of us have something, that might work, and then we'll put it down here, and then we'll just do a moment of silence. I can give a quick thanks for all of us, and then we do a big bow, and we hopefully should be good with that.
I am going to toss the emerald ring I have
Oh.
to act as an offering.
I'll take the emerald ring.
You know what I'm just kind of realizing I have that can count as money? I still have those fucking lozenges.
They
I
are
still
gold
have-
coins.
Yeah.
I have 3 small emeralds, so I'll give 1 emerald.
Gold is gold.
Well, it's
Alright.
like, no, I was sitting there going, like, I was looking through my inventory, I was like, what can I offer? And I saw that, I went, Psalm bitch?
Okay, so we've got
Look
an
at
emerald.
that.
So we have an emerald ring and an emerald. Okay.
I'm gonna offer, I have a unopened bottle of wine from the Elven King's Hall that I'm gonna offer.
Oh, okay. This will work. I think this will work. Let's
Splurging.
if do we still have some other items for the next 2 barrows that we visit, or is this everything we have? Because we should try to not do it all at once, just in case.
I have at least one other item.
I do have some spices and tea leaves too that I can save for next time.
I got 2 more emeralds.
Okay, I think we'll be okay. Let's start with this then, and I'm going to gently place those 3 items in front of the barrow, like nearby.
There's like a large like rock sitting in front of, like off to the side of the doorway has like a divot in it that
Perfect.
you can see that things have been placed on before.
Okay, then I'm gonna place them there.
Okay.
And I'll look at everyone and go, okay, everybody, close your eyes. Moment of silence. And as they do that, I'll give it like 10-15 seconds of silence.
Okay.
And then I will say something along the lines of, we thank you for your wisdom and education that you have shared down your generations that have been brought over to us as we live and breathe today. We thank you for your protection of everything that has been from these lands prior. And we hope you accept these gifts as respect so that we may continue forward with protecting these lands just as they did. And then after I say all that, I'll look at everyone and go, okay, and now bow. And I'll do like a deep bow.
I'll do, not as deep as her, but I'll do a bow.
I would just follow her lead.
Yeah, I will bow as well.
Okay. So you present the offerings. you give your thanks, and Thea, you lead the group in giving thanks in a bow, and you all stand up straight. Thea, give me a persuasion check.
Oh. Come on, give me that nat 20. That's a 32. I'll take the 27.
27. Okay.
It's above 25. I'm happy with that.
You feel a light brush of fresh air come from within the barrow that comes outward and sort of hits you all just gently. It's just a much cooler air than you have felt out here.
Well, that seems like a good sign.
Well, I hope that's pleasant. Still not totally ominous still, but well, who wants to go in first?
I will. And Vida will
Okay.
just go in.
All right, manners, and I'll follow right behind.
How are we
Vida's not
proceeding?
scared of shit.
How are we proceeding?
Vida's first.
I'll
He ties
follow, I guess.
up Steel to Windfaller so they're stuck together.
Wait, you still have
I'll
steel?
sneak in behind
I
Thea.
always have Steel, unless Steel dies.
I forgot you had steel.
Yeah, because Salvos and I went back to find Steel
Oh,
after
that's
Steel ran
right.
away when it was in a mud pile.
Gotcha. Oh, cool. We can all ride on horseback then. Fun. Yeah, I'm right behind Vidar, I guess. Unless I don't, Kevin, I missed what you said. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'll just be behind you.
Oh, okay.
Like, not directly on your tail, but, close enough to be like a mosquito. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Yep.
Maybe a little drunk.
So you, Thea or Vidar, you dismount and then begin, or you were already dismounted from doing
Yeah.
the bow. But
Mm-hmm.
you make your way inside. You get a few feet in, and it gets darker and darker. You get down probably about 10 feet and goes downward into the earth. And you come to a point where there's, oddly enough, some low-lit torches in here. It does illuminate a little bit to provide some vision to those that would not ordinarily be able to see in the dark. You get to the landing, and there is probably about a 40 foot by 40 foot like dome where you see like a stone coffin in the center, and in the walls are sort of like dug out like catacomb like. In the back and to the right you see a carved out doorway that goes off deeper into the earth.
Is my
Okay.
sword still glowing?
Yes.
So there's a coffin in here, and then a doorway that goes deeper.
Yes.
Vidar is going to resist the urge to touch the coffin.
Keep your eyes peeled, everybody. My sword's still glowing, and I don't like that.
Hey, at least
I'm
you,
so-
at least your glowing sword. Oh no, they're torches. Never mind.
I'm still withholding an action to, if any servants of the enemy, or if anyone, you know what, not even servants, if anyone attacks me, I'm going to counterattack them.
Good choice of words.
Vidar is going to just go deeper.
Giggity.
Deeper.
If anyone wants to investigate that coffin, feel free to. But I just figured, we're not supposed to be touching stuff, so.
If no one else wants to, I'm happy to see if there are any runes or writing on the coffin at the very least.
Do it. Go for it.
Okay.
Yep, we all you.
Yeah, it's like, that was a question. It's just like, just
No, I
fucking-
mean, yeah.
Fucking
if
do it.
anyone wanted to do anything else, I'll at
No,
least.
I'm just gonna keep my guard up. Just keep like looking and
Okay.
around,
Okay.
making sure there's no surprises.
I'm gonna just kind of like with my hand gently dust off whatever debris or whatever is on top of it and see if there's any writing, like a name or message of some sort on the coffin.
Yeah, you brush it off, and there's a layer of dust that gets brushed away and goes out into the air. And you find etched in markings on top of the coffin that reads, where was it? Altoric
Altoric?
of the Anduin.
Ooh. Any position? Like.
Thane.
Bane?
Thane.
Oh.
Like the thing.
Okay.
You do
Altoric of
anything else?
the. No, just reading what was there. Altoric of the Anduin. Thane.
Vidar, you press on through the hallway that goes maybe 4 feet and then veers off to a back chamber. And as you make that turn, that corner, you can see a flicker of low torchlight coming from that room, but you also can see on the walls sort of like dancing lights of like reflection, and as you turn you see a couple of small piles of gold trinkets, some silver, gems, a couple of racks of weapons, things like that, and another coffin.
And this room is a dead end then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's investigate, I guess. Since this room's a dead end. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna generally look around the room.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I'll help him out.
Okay.
I'll read the other coffin too if no one else wants.
9.
Oh!
Is that with advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough, buddy.
Yep.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah.
The coffin.
Yeah.
Reading it. It says, Wolford.
Wolford?
Wulferd.
Ew, I missed it by 1 letter. Okay.
Missed it by that much.
Of the Anduin.
Oh. Okay.
Chieftain.
Ah, this one here was a chieftain of the Anduin.
Oh.
Not so much.
Good
Not
for
so much-
him.
Not so much kingly, but it could be part of the horde Hunrold was looking for.
Vidar, as you look about and search the grounds, trying to find clues, some sort of indicator that maybe Hunrold was here or what have you, you look about around the coffin. You don't see anything too much. Everything's caked in a layer of dust. You go about, you start looking at the sort of the perimeter of the room, and you come towards pretty much the treasure trove. And you're sifting, looking over it at a glance, and you see a ornate dagger that has a green gem in the pommel, and the edge itself still appears sharp. It looks very ceremonial, but as you are staring at it, you find your eyes, or find your vision going sort of dark, tunneled, as you sort of lock in on it, and you are reminded of the Great Elf. You know, the men
Oh
that
no.
have slaughtered the house of Frar, essentially, and the people that ripped your dream from you. I need a wisdom saving throw.
6.
Jesus
Let's have some
Oh!
fun.
Oh no!
You find yourself reaching for the dagger.
Yeah.
Can I stop him? Can I stop him?
He's reaching for the dagger.
I want to stop
Reaching
him.
for the dagger.
I want to stop.
Okay, give me contested athletics checks.
Oh,
We're both strong.
Oh, come on.
Somebody-
he is
chat,
just as strong
chat.
as me.
Chat, give him a disadvantage.
Chat. I'll give it a few seconds.
Yeah, come on, chat.
5,
Go ahead and roll.
4,
4.
3,
I don't think.
2.
Ooh, there we go.
The party could also assist. I'm just saying.
I'm not there. I'm with Thea.
I was
Thea's
looking
in
at the
there.
coffin. Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, Thea's in the room.
Oh, okay. I thought they were kind of gonna set like
Go.
further back.
Chat went. I want to see how this plays out.
We're both just so strong,
Yeah.
Salphos.
We're like that scene in Predator with Dutch and the other guy just.
You, Vidar, you begin reaching out for this dagger, and Salphos, like almost in an instant, lashes out and puts your wrist in a vice grip, and it's really hard for Salphos to hang on as you're really trying to push through, but he stalemates you into holding you still. And as this happens, you sort of blink, and your vision returns, and you kind of snap out of it.
Are you all right, Master Dwarf?
What happened?
Salphos. Just stare at that dagger for a second.
Oh,
No,
Jesus.
I'm not staring at no dagger that you just tried to grab while entranced.
It's magical in some capacity.
This place is cursed.
Well, I mean, it does seem like we were granted access to go in it. I don't know right now how cursed it may be, but what did you find?
He found this dagger and then he started reaching for it like he was in a trance.
I still really want to grab the dagger.
Did it speak to you?
No, I didn't realize I was grabbing for it until Salphos stopped me.
Oh.
But even now, thinking back on it, I still want to grab it.
No touching anything.
I don't.
It's not ours.
It wasn't. It didn't seem to call to you or anything. Well, it could be something that.
But maybe if I do grab it, and the same thing, similar thing that happens to Harold happens to me, it'll help us figure it out.
That's
Where
a
were you?
risky.
Where were you? Because you weren't here. Where were you?
Me?
No, him.
Oh.
Me?
To Vidar. Yeah.
What do you mean?
You were
We're
like
all in
in a
the same
trance.
room.
Yes, we're in this barrow. But he seemed like he wasn't here.
It was like a second. I was looking around this barrow. And my eyes fell on the dagger, and I thought I was staring at it, and next thing I know, you grabbed my wrist.
Oh. Is that.
Let's not
Oh, I know.
disturb the dead.
I think it might be too risky to try to grab it, even though I do see your point, Vidar, but. I mean, if it's.
Do we
if
have
it's
any other
anything-
leads?
Yes, but but if it's anything of potential like what we saw with Mathan in the Crown of Angmar, it could just really make matters worse that we could not overcome. I don't know. I mean,
You said we have another lead. What is it?
I was just. I mean, we could assume, if we would like to believe that Honnold was here. We do have 2 other barrows to visit. Perhaps something of like a treasure hoard, like we kind of see here, could be greater in another one, and then we could change our assumptions to there without having to touch anything.
Volley, as this conversation is happening and you're just sort of looking about, you land your eyes on a walking staff that is enriched in silvers and gems. And you
Oh god, nobody's watching Volley.
you're reminded of the road and the call that brought you away from Dale. Traveling, seeing the world, going beyond the desolate realm of the Battle of Five Armies and of Smog. I need a wisdom saving throw.
No
Why don't we
one's
just
with
see what else is
Volley.
here?
He succeeds.
21.
Hit me.
You think you're good? You think you got 21? You think you're good?
Please tell me the squirrel's
tell you
back.
something.
Please tell me there's a squirrel
Let me
in here.
tell you something. You've been counting cards all night. I've been watching you.
Volley just runs out.
See-
There's like a deck of cards that falls out of his pockets as he's running.
As the vision of you traveling Middle Earth from place to place in bliss, wandering the road in the countryside, you blink a bit and you come back to the barrow and you shake your head, going,
Well, let's try to take our attention away from the dagger for now and see just what else is here, just in case, to make sure we have everything covered. And then if it's starting to feel uneasy in here, we can always leave and just check the other barrows.
Yeah, it's starting to affect my mind a little bit. Can we get a move on here, kids?
All right, let's just a quick once over, and I'm just gonna kind of like, all right, just finish taking a look here, and then we'll leave.
Done.
Okay?
Investigation check.
Sure.
Can I assist her?
Sure.
Go for it, I guess. Oh right, I still
Oh,
roll.
wow. Okay, fuck you then. All right.
No.
Not, I guess. It's like, all right.
No,
fuck off.
Thea, you guys kind of see Thea just because of stuff with Angmar and what she said already. There's a slight like deja vu panic. 20.
20. You look about, the two of you, real quickly, after Volley sort of breaks his gaze from the walking staff. And you take your attention off of the treasures, the buried possessions. And you look closer at the ground around the, where, like, sort of in front of where the treasure would be. And you see footprints that you guys have made as you come through here that are pretty fresh and sort of decent into the moist earth. But there's another pair. There's a couple that seem to have been covered up a bit over time. But this earth does appear to be that it was visited within recent years.
Look, footprints.
Yes, I got some over here.
Not terribly old, but not incredibly recent. This could be the footprints. They're human footprints, right? Like your average sized, like, footprint of man.
Human.
Okay.
They appear to be humanoid in nature.
This could have been Hunold.
Well, then,
Or somebody else.
if this was Hunold, maybe Hunold also visited the other barrels. Obviously, he didn't take the things that are still here.
Maybe he found the arrow here. Do you think he could have found some of the arrows here? That would.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like the kind of place, like, because none of this other stuff looks orcish.
No, you're right. But it's. And it only seems to be the dagger that's at least been some sort of affecting you. So it might just be one piece of treasure.
Vido just glances at the dagger again. Yeah,
Nope.
it's
Nothing.
the dagger.
Nothing.
Although I don't
You
feel
did-
the compulsion now.
Oh. Maybe it was an initial subconscious, like, calling her to grab at her or something. You know what? Let's.
As you look about in this conversation, and Vidar glances back at the dagger, and you glance back with him, you sense nothing, you feel nothing from that dagger in particular.
Oh.
And you quickly shift your eyes over, and sort of like on a catacomb-esque shelf behind is a couple of other, like there's some goblets and other fine like silverwares. But you see like a rose gold circlet or crown
Oh.
that you sort of it sort of holds your attention for a beat, and you think of the last king of Rohan, who was not well received, not well liked. And over the years, Rohan seems to have fallen out of favor, though the new exiled king has returned. There is a lot of reputation for Rohan to reestablish, a lot of relationships to rebuild with Gondor, with Isengard, with the Wildermen. Somebody, a good diplomat, a good emissary of the king, should be one to do such things, one who could hold power and sway over the minds of men. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Well, that's interesting. I don't see too much about that dagger. Oh!
Nice.
If that's enough, I don't.
Yeah, it should.
23 total. A natural 20.
I think you'll be okay.
You think of the rolling hills of Rohan, the far green pastures and prairies, and the horse lords, and you nod. Yes, but someday that is a path I will take, but not now.
Yeah, so
Everybody's getting tempted.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything else here.
We need to get out of here.
Is it my turn?
Do you see anything you like, Salphos?
We need to get out of here.
Lore Master, I'll take a look around.
Everyone's tempting
Now it's just like, I'm
fate.
welcoming it at this point. I want to say,
He doesn't
you've all
want. He doesn't want to be left
Well,
out.
Vidar did say, and for a minute I just briefly lapsed of train thought, like, oh, well, I guess let's make sure there is nothing else.
All right, let's. I'm gonna start trying to push everybody out.
But I mean, I can just grab the dagger. It's just right there.
No. I think there's something in here that everybody's getting tempted by, and I don't like it.
Everybody, would you just tempted by something?
You see that circlet right there?
That is a nice.
Salphos,
circlet.
in this
Doesn't matter. Go.
in this bickering, as you glance about, of trying to either tune out the rest of them or legitimately see what is going on. There's a handful of nice items strewn about. One of which is a decorative horn. That
Boromir's horn.
no, not here. But it is of a make of a dark black and white ram horn. It has been hollowed out and made for ceremonial instrument, or at least calling to some extent. And it too reminds you of the road, of traveling with a company at one point, but being able to freely walk about this earth from place to place and just getting lost in the wilderness and wandering here and there. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm not good at this.
Do I hear orcs? I think I hear orcs. Let's go. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
As the two of you, or at least as Thea starts trying to shift out of the room, across the room, Salphos begins to take steps towards the treasure pile, reaching out for the horn.
Fighter, come back. No orcs. Go stop him. I'm gonna try to jump on Salphos.
Okay, you jump on him.
just like ah,
You just being dead.
Come here, boy.
like a glop from behind. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he keeps. It
Like a
slows him
what?
down, but he's walking.
Oh no.
Okay, athletics check.
Oh, okay.
All you said was you jump on him. I'm like, okay,
Well,
you're
yeah,
not trying to stop him.
No, I was trying to. Okay.
Like what? Like pull him back, hold him in place?
Yeah. Like I grab him and like.
Okay, opposing yeah.
Oh my god, look at that!
Oh, I
It's
guess
in your favor. It's in your favor.
I guess I'm okay. It's a +4.
I rolled low.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that! I rolled low.
Yeah, you jump on top of him and then you like bear hug him from behind and just plant your feet in the earth and you just pull back and he still continues to fight through it.
Fighter,
But
help
it's
me
enough
out!
that he eventually
Fido's not
comes to a stop. And he snaps out of it.
Come on.
Lady Faye, what are you doing?
Oh,
Fido is already
We're
outside
leaving.
looking for orcs.
we're leaving. Let's go.
Yes, let's get out of here.
As you hold him in place and you guys come to the realization, the cold gust of wind comes from the center of the room and blasts outward down the hallway and out the front. And you just hear the whistling of it and all the torches go out.
I think we have overstayed our welcome.
Yep, time to go.
And then a soft glow appears above the coffin. Soft, like bluish green glow. And it slowly grows and grows. And it takes shape
Oh,
in the form of a tall, bearded, long-haired, sort of rough features man with that very circlet that Thea had spotted.
oh,
His head.
of course.
Horn hanging on his hip, the staff on his back, and a dagger on his other hip. And he just appears to be standing atop the coffin, but his shins sort of like bleed into the coffin
He's
itself.
clipping through the coffin.
Yeah.
Would you say?
It's bad level design.
Would you say was the name on the coffin?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
You asking me?
Yeah, but you're holding me still, so we're both just like staring, like Scooby Doo.
Shaggy and Scooby. Wolford.
Wolford.
Chieftain. Wolford, the chieftain of the Anduin.
I'm guessing that's him.
Probably.
Hey guys, there's no orcs outside. I felt like I was misled.
Where's Volley?
Ryder, you come back in, all the torches are out. It's the first thing you notice when you're coming back. The whole
He's
all
gonna.
the torches
I can already see where you might go with this.
are extinguished. And then you round the corner with
Oh,
no
that's
torches.
I can
And
still
you
see though.
a bluish green specter of a man
Hey,
sort of standing atop.
why are the torches out there and then no? Oh shit, a ghost!
Ghost.
Cue 70s music montage.
We apologize for our intrusion. We were just on our way out. Please forgive any trespassing that we may have done that was not to your liking. We were hoping our respects were acceptable. We're just
like together, like walking, like.
trying to figure something out. I let go and I just go, please, forgive us. And I'll do another big bow.
What brings you here?
You know how
We're
to talk
trying
ghosts.
to. We were trying to locate someone who may have come this way before, trying to understand what may have happened that brought him to such a fate as potentially being overcome with madness that led him to death. Drinks water.
For dramatic effect.
I hate ghosts.
That windy voice takes a lot out of you.
You delve through my barrow in the search for the living.
Potentially, signs of living having come across something dangerous to the living. Something along those lines. We know of some. Go ahead.
No, I insist.
We knew of this man looking for a treasure hoard of sorts, and did not return after that, and only to discover him years later trying to kill somebody, and his fate was not kind afterwards.
You did good to pay your respects in honor the kings of old.
Yes, we truly did not want to make an enemy while coming here.
And you have passed my tests.
The circlet.
The horn.
The silver.
The dagger.
That's a pretty nice dagger.
And what now?
I see that you are not of dark heart intentions. So, perhaps I can be of aid in your endeavors.
Oh.
An aid?
You search for someone who delved my burrow before. Yes?
We believe that to be so, yes.
A handful in several years have been down here.
There was one. Arnold was the name, if it may sound familiar at all.
No names were spoken.
That was assumed.
Years back, you have something to say. Small thing.
Please continue.
Many years back, two men delved my barrow. Did not heed tribute, did not seek thanks. Took handfuls of treasure and gold from my hoard and fled. Sometime after that, another appeared. In his effort to take what was not his, another entered my domain and spoke. I know not if this is who you seek.
Entered your domain and spoke. What does that mean?
The stranger had words with the grave robber.
What words?
Promises of power, wealth,
Did he look?
glory.
Did they look similar in garb and armor?
No, they did not. The one dressed in fine furs and leathers, with a great bow attached to his back.
A great bow.
That's
The other
old.
adorned in scrapped cloths, in iron-clad armor menacing of that of the foul make.
Like
Fucking Mordred.
orcs. Maybe?
Yes, orcs. But this man was no orc.
Fucking Mordred.
I see.
Another was present as well after some time.
After
Though
those
I
two.
did not see who, only heard whispers.
This is much to go off on. This is a lot of very useful information for us. Thank you.
Thank you for honoring those that came before.
Absolutely.
And he slowly begins to melt into the air.
The moment he fully disappears,
And wisps into the wind.
I run out.
Yeah, I'm right behind.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I was always excited for adventures. Never was ready for ghosts. Always excited for adventures.
So
Never ready for ghosts.
we're all on the same page, right?
I mean, that is the best assumption to have based on his descriptions. I suppose it seems Arnold had to have come by at the very least. Taken at first by the treasure, only to be lured by another man's words and what was it? Promise of power?
Power and riches and the usual.
But could that have, if that is true, could that have been how he got those Morgul arrows?
From Mordred, yeah. And Mordred was already in the area. I mean, he left the day before. But he could have, because how did Harold die? Somebody had to kill Hunold, and it wasn't any of us. Mordred easily could have left a person behind to tie up a loose end.
That was something I was always questioning ever since that day. But for whatever reason, I never even bothered to check to see how he died. Okay, well. Is this I mean, this is a new lead and potentially some evidence, but is this enough to give back to Saruman?
I mean,
It's definitely a start.
I feel like the wizards prefer hard evidence over assumptions by men.
what evidence are we going to be able to find?
Well, that's the other thing. I don't know if the other two barrows are going to yield as much information as what we just found. It's at least what, a day's travel from here back to Rhosgobel? Could
Yes.
potentially always return for more.
I say we return to Saruman with what we discovered. He is wise. He should believe us. That shouldn't be an issue.
Based on our findings in how wizards work, he may already know at this rate what we've just discovered. All right.
Ollie, give me a Constitution saving throw.
For what?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would like to know.
All right.
I'm scared.
I'm about to head back. Let's head back.
23. As you guys exit the barrow and talk initially, you'll notice the atmosphere slowly changes. It gets colder, chillier. Though the sound in the atmosphere doesn't change in it itself. That is immediately what you notice in the silence. Volley, you feel that chill sort of like wrap around your throat, and you sort of like move away, brush it off, thinking it's like just the wind or something, and it dissipates.
Odd.
All right, let's return. I've had enough with ghosts now. I think that's a great idea to go. I'm gonna hop on Windfulla after untying her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hop on Steel then.
Is it colder here?
Yes.
Keep your eyes open.
Both of you give me animal handling checks.
Oh.
Oh boy, you know I'm really good at this.
Oh. Come on.
I'm gonna burn.
I'm
I'm gonna burn. Actually, I'm not gonna burn my. Yeah, I'm gonna burn my inspiration. Why
As
not?
the two of you get on your mounts,
I can't burn my inspiration for one additional point.
as the two of you get on your mounts, and settle into the saddle, as you pull up the reins, both horses immediately start like stampering, and they sort of neigh and rear up and buck both of you off.
I don't feel as bad because the horse expert got bucked too.
Windfulla!
Ah, Steel, you asshole! Get back here!
What's the matter?
They need a Constitution saving throw.
There are two types of concerned horse owners.
I don't like.
Oh no, Windfull, are you okay? Ah, Steel, you little ass! Get back here!
You feel a cold chill run up your spine and back to the base of your neck, and you bat it away, and it dissipates.
I look back toward the barrow. Do I see anything or anybody?
Perception check.
Oh. Oh, I don't like that. My dice are choosing.
That they do. You look back, you don't see anything from the barrow. You don't see any signs of movement or anything like that.
This isn't a natural chill, is it?
I feel something more ominous.
I'm gonna try to calm Windfulla down with haste and urgency.
We cast haste on your horse. Yeah,
that'd be fun.
You hold her reins tight and keep her grounded and trying to calm her down.
I'll grab Steel. I won't mount Steel, but I'll use my strength just to try and hold Steel.
Did the chill? You said it was like was it just like a chill, or was it like a breeze or something, or like?
It felt like a steady like breeze that sort of like went up.
So it's not like familiar. Does it remind me of Angmar? like the steward, because that's now been on her mind since seeing the ghosts and stuff.
I mean, that was so many years ago, but no, it doesn't.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's fair too. Look, it was a very, very memorable event for Thea. So,
Provide our Constitution saving throw.
It's my
jeez.
turn.
Wow!
Grr, don't mess with the dwarf.
Let's go.
You feel a cold push of air against your face that spreads over, and you brush it away.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go, let's go.
Yeah,
Volley, are you
yep.
on Windfall with me?
Let's go.
Yes.
You guys,
Go on.
you all mount and begin to make your way out of the area. You hear in the distance the sound of 3 varying goblin horns in the direction of the Black Tarn.
Okay,
Oh, no.
well, we have a detour to make now.
As one screeches out, and then is answered by another and another. But from where you are, they sound all pretty much the same distance away. It's the fact that one goes off and then another and another.
Oh, so they sound like they're ahead of us toward the Black Tarn?
Yeah, you passed them.
Yeah.
Northwesterly direction
And you guys
is
were
the
heading
opposite from
southeast.
southeast.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull out my sword
Okay.
and I'm just gonna look at everybody and go, looks like we gotta help.
I'm itching
Alright.
to crack some skulls.
I assume it's glowing.
Actually,
No,
It's not glowing?
yeah, because they're
you're
at
not
the Black
that close
Tarn.
to the Black Tarn.
Oh, fair enough. Never mind.
You're a half day away.
My bad. Okay. All right.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's ride.
So you
Let's
guys
fuck
begin
'em
to
up.
ride, and you get probably about 60 feet away from the barrow, and the chill dissipates. And you guys ride as fast as you can through the forest, dodging roots and branches, keeping eyes out for what might lay in wait, anything that you may have passed on your way here. Having information more than you did before with the help of a friendly ghost that wasn't Casper.
Boo.
But scary. But
Ooh.
you hear goblin horns in the distance in the direction of the Black Tarn, and your priorities shift. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Damn.
So, thank you all for joining us. We will pick this up again next week and see what becomes of the Black Tarn.
Matt's so pissed at one point.
Spider's gonna fucking break Mordred or die trying.
So see you all later. Thanks for joining us. We have our mini paint and chat tomorrow and
Paranormal
everything else
activity.
the rest of the week. So we will all be back next Tuesday, and you can see what happens next. Stay professional.